Hi, Facebook. Live on Facebook, live on IG. Now to get Clubhouse up and running. Clubhouse has an attitude with me depending on which device I'm using, y'all. So, I got to use my phone versus my iPhone. My Android versus my iPhone is what I'm trying to say. So that the people who have been joining me can come join again. And, I have to switch platforms. Say hey, Facebook. Say hey, IG. While I get a Clubhouse going. I usually am on Clubhouse first so that I don't forget to set it up. There you go. So Facebook Live, I got y'all on my iPhone mini. Please tell me that you can see and hear me, okay? Please and thank you. Clubhouse says that they're sending me a message. Yes, I want to wait on you to send me a message, Clubhouse. My alarm. Oh, it told me I missed my alarm. I know, girl. I was on the phone. So welcome to those of you who are new. Like, what is taking this lady so long? My name is Dr. AJ Austin. I am founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC. And on tonight, let me see that Facebook let me do a title. Maybe it did. Maybe that's why you're here. I don't see it. But we're talking about what life coaching is. Because some people don't know. Someone posting in the comments and y'all tell me. Please say something. Say, hey, say something, Dayana. I see you, girl. Y'all say hey when you come in. Let me know you can hear me before we dive in. Make sure this comment pinned. We're going to get this right in uno momento. So I didn't get my code from Clubhouse. I hate that. It says check your text. We sent you a verification. I'm checking my text, Clubhouse. Let me see. Oh, you know what? Nope, that ain't it either. Okay, so I'm going to get started just so y'all ain't waiting on me. I'm laughing at myself, and it's so good when you can do that. 928-428. I don't know. We may have to keep playing around with Clubhouse. We'll get it. Okay. Let's see who else I see. Dayana. Okay, I see you, girl. She said, hey, thank you. She said, I see your title. Thank you, and I can hear you. Girl, you win commenter of the day, honey. Thank you so much. May you receive the favor of God when it's your turn to get on here and try stream. This ain't even dual no more, child. Trying to do too much. That's why it's a try stream. Look, phone following and everything. IG, are you with me? Oh, look at there. I have a code from Clubhouse. 458-318. Okay, 458-318. I want to scream. Hey, Passion 649-6. How are you? So, we're talking about what is a life coach. If you're new here, again, my name is Dr. Andrieka J. Austin. I go by Dr. AJ for short. I am founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC, where I train Black women of faith to become certified life coaches online in one day. Over at, FutureBlackLifeCoaches.com, www.FutureBlackLifeCoaches.com. We have a free event coming up in 2 days, less than 48 hours. I woke up this morning like, oh, it is almost Friday. So I'm cute today. My friend just called on video chat talking to me. You must be getting ready to go live because you got on eyeshadow. I was like, don't come for me. Then right before the call, I went to Dunkin', got me my favorite pomegranate iced tea lemonade mix. And as I was ordering, she finished my order. And she was like, I know what you want. I was like, how y'all just gonna come for me when I didn't send for y'all? So, hey, girl, welcome. Yes, I'm going live. And yes, that's the same drink I get every time I come here. Shut up. I couldn't even say that because they was both right. So, we're live on Clubhouse. We're live on Facebook. We're live on IG. Yes, I got on my eyeshadow. I have on a shirt that I've never worn. And I was on camera earlier today, so I got cute. And you know how you be like, I'm cute and somebody finna see me? That's exactly what this is. Because on the bottom, I got on the same jogging pants I've been wearing for the last year. You too. Don't act like y'all just show up from the waist up on video. If you follow me on Facebook on my stories, child, I show you the whole outfit. Barefoot and everything. Sat on camera. Just as professional and proper. Okay. So here we are talking about what is life coaching. Now, over the last 2 2 days. I've been working on something really, really special for you guys to add to what we're doing on Friday over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com. It is free. It is my Facebook group. Erlene says I look amazing. So thank you, boo. I appreciate you. I see the hearts. I see the love. Thank y'all for the support. Girl, we be needing it sometimes. Like, it just be me over here, me and Jesus. So... At futureblackLifeCoaches.com, it's our free Facebook group, it's our private coaching community, and it's where I'm doing a free training on this Friday. It's 90 minutes, and I'm creating a resource now that I'm going to add to the training. For those of you who may be just now being introduced to life coaching, this life coaching world, it's a very vast arena. I specifically focus on Black women of faith from all over the world. We have 167 life coaches on our roster. I was going through papers and files today, y'all. We got to 167 on the roster and 250 on the waiting list. Can you say woosah? So come on and join us in the coaching community over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com. It's free for now. You just never know when God is like, going to put a price tag on that thing. So, and I'm blaming on God too. Be like, y'all know how y'all be. I got to wait for the Lord. I got to pray about it. So yes. Hi, Lady Q. How are you on IG? So I've been putting together this document and I'm focusing on the most important part of what is known as the Black Life Coach fact sheet. Y'all know how y'all hip and trendy people. I'll be late to the game, so I'll be learning words late. But y'all know how y'all be like facts, big facts, no printer, no copier. This is our fact sheet, FACTS, that is, for Black life coaches, because we need to know the facts. So if you just heard the term life coaching, or if somebody in your life just said, you know what, you will make a phenomenal life coach, and you started Googling, and maybe this beautiful brown skirt girl just popped up on your feed. Hey, girl. I'm here with the facts. I'm here for the facts. It's the facts for me. Y'all see how late to the game I am. I'm going to be old saying that like it just came out. But anyway, putting together a fact sheet, and the first thing I came up with is what is life coaching. If you know what life coaching is, or you think you know what it is, can you guesstimate in the comments for me real quick? Just tell me like you've heard of it, or put an emoji just like, I think I do. You know how you just be unsure? You got to do the shoulder like, I don't know. Because I got you. So I came up with my own brilliant definition, because you're going to find a billion of them out there on the internets. And so when I thought about it and I prayed about it and I let the Lord speak to my heart, this is what we came up with. What is life coaching? Life coaching, you got to listen with your heart and your spirit to this. Y'all ready? Y'all got your deep face on? Like, are you in your heart space right now? Because everybody ain't ready to receive. Okay. Life coaching is the skill of asking intuitive, heartfelt, spirit-led questions to help an individual or groups of individuals achieve a specific goal, all within the 8 areas of life. Do y'all know what the 8 areas of life are? Hey, Coach Nicole, Dixon, how are you? There are 8 areas of life. Hey, Zachary. And so, tell me if you resonate with that first part of the definition. Let me read it again. Life coaching is the skill of asking intuitive, heartfelt, spirit-led questions to help an individual or a group of individuals achieve specific goals. Have you guys ever heard of the 8 areas of life, or what we call the wheel of life? If you haven't, I'm giving you the remix, which is the Black version, facts. The 8 areas of life cover work, job, career, business, relationships, finances, environment, physical, and spiritual spaces in a person's life. And I'm going to break down that in just a few moments, because there are 8 areas of life that we all have. And as a coach, each of these 8 areas represent parts of life that a life coach, a good life coach, a certified life coach, a Black certified life coach, a Black woman certified life coach, a Black woman of faith certified life coach. That's who I train. Y'all see how I'm breaking that thing down? She can coach around each of these 8 areas. Whether she stays a general life coach, where you just carry the title life coach, or whether she add the credentials, the letters, the commas after her name once she gets certified. That's a life coach who chooses to specialize in a specific area in one of these 8. So in the 8 areas of life, we have the work area, and that is job. A job is usually what you get paid hourly for. Think of flipping burgers. Think of babysitting. Think of anything that you've ever done in your life that you got paid an hourly wage for. That's a job. A career is usually something you go to school for, something you're trained for, you have a degree or a certificate in. That's a career. A business is usually dealing with some type of entrepreneurial endeavors, whether you buy a franchise or bootstrap it, start from scratch, grassroots, etc. When people hear the term environment deals with not the outside world, but the inside world, like where I'm sitting right now, where I have 3 phones set up, a laptop is sitting on the top of a desk. It has my my tea to the side. Next to me is the rest of my space that I'm in. And how do I feel when I look at that space? Is it cleaned? Is it organized? Does it drive me crazy? Can I work in it? Am I afraid to bring someone else in on this space? How does that space make you feel? And then you have your personal space, whether it's your home office, your work office, your office at your job, or your career. It's that environment. Then there's the physical aspect. Physical deals with your health, your wellness, usually like weight loss and stuff like that. And then there's spirituality, which means spiritual practices. I've learned to redefine spirituality in the coaching space, because what we as Christians call spiritual, somebody who's never been saved and never been to church, they don't look at it the same way we do. So we have to go into beliefs and spiritual practices and redefine spirituality. So let me show you how this all comes together. So as a life coach, you are learning the skill of asking intuitive, heartfelt, spirit-led questions to help one person or multiple people achieve specific goals within each of these 8 areas of life: in work, in job, in career, in business, in relationships, finances, environment, in physical or spiritual spaces. You can coach around all 8 of those. There are so many more we could add to this. I have a whole nother remix in the one-day life coach certification training that I offer for Black women of faith. I'm introducing you guys to just a piece of this on Friday, July 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central. It's over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com. Accept this as an extended invitation for you to come and join in. Nicole, you're going to get this in your upcoming monthly module, where you get to go through this and see how our other coaches have gone through this with the Will of Life. And so I'm breaking it down piece by piece in the one-day life coach certification training that I'm doing. But the 90-minute training I'm offering on Friday, it is free. Our group is free. It's over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com, and it's going to introduce you to how I do things as a trainer. For those of you who are now familiar with what life coaching is and you want to get into this space because you're like, you know what? Out of all of those 8 areas, I could see myself in at least one. So if you're still hanging out with me, which one of the 8 areas that I just shared with you, whether it's job, career, business, relationships, finances, environment, physical, or spirituality, which area do you want to coach around? Hurry, type it in, which one of the 8. Go. Because each of these areas, they do represent a part of life that any good coach who's been skilled and trained and certified and now qualified to coach, they can coach around any of these areas. So you can also coach around all of these areas as a general life coach, or you can choose to just pull out one. Like for me, I pulled out business out of these 8. And instead of just general life coaching, which I can do, I prefer business coaching, which embraces a little of the life coaching, but mixes it with business and vision and mission and money and ministry and marketing and all the fun stuff that really makes my eyes get big and light up, right? And so I share this also so that you can have the knowledge of what it could look like for you as a new life coach. So I'm seeing spirituality. I shared with you guys that I chose business. Anybody else want to throw out there? Nicole is on the right path. She's already in our training program, getting certified. And that's what I'm introducing you to on this Friday in our 90-minute training. It's over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com. Come join us. We won't dive into the 8 areas there, but our training does for sure. So if you want to be like Nicole, come join us in the coaching community, because each of these areas can be really fun. So for more examples of what the 8 areas look like, think of anytime you've seen like a relationships coach, or if you're like Nicole and you like the spirituality space, you may have seen coaches who use like crystals and tarot cards and chakra readings and I don't know, the whole everything of the woo community. I'm fairly new to that concept since joining coaching. But then you have spiritual coaches who are like me. We're faith-based. We're Christian entrepreneurs. We teach biblical principles. We're ministers and apostles and evangelists and pastors and all the deep titles we get in the Black church, right? Then you have people like finance coaches who help you get your money right, your credit straight, etc. We had one of our very first coaches who came to train with us online about 1.5 years ago was a finance coach, and she tells her story about how she knew she wanted a house. And so she gathered a group of her friends together. And she said, y'all, let's order our credit reports and have a credit report party. And I was like, what a nerdy fun thing to do. I would totally be there if that was my friend. And all her friends got together. They started talking credit. But at the end of the day, out of, I think it was 8 of them or either 5 of them she talks about. Her name is Coach Camille. Y'all will meet her in the training, no worries. You'll hear her story definitely. And so she said out of all of the people that started out with her getting their credit together for the house, she was the only one left standing at the end of the day. She got her credit so straight to the point that she got her house. And now she uses that story and that drive and that same passion she had to help herself and try to help other people. She does that now as a coach. She's also a certified life coach because, of course, dealing with credit repair and money and the emotions that all that brings of buying a new home and can I do this, believing in yourself, etc., that mindset work, all of that comes up. And so she knew she needed to know how to coach around that as she helped people with their credit. She actually took on a fellow coach who also got certified through us, and that coach became her credit counselor, her credit client. So the last time I talked to her, they had ordered the other coach's credit reports and she was checking and giving her an audit. So I just thought that was such a really, really, really cool concept, right? I know Nicole is like, I would have loved to have joined that. Me too, Nicole. So much so that when the pandemic hit, I remember I had been disputing a bill that should not have been on my credit because it had a 0 balance, and it was just a long road of trying to get these people to take this thing off my report. And during the pandemic, I was like, ooh, businesses are closed. We stuck in the house. I have nothing to do. So I just disputed it one more time on my credit report. Like, let's see if the credit people still working during the pandemic. Lo and behold, they were. They deleted the account like I had been asking them to do. And the first person that I took a screenshot and sent it to was Coach Camille. Like, look what I got. Look what happened. And she was so happy for me. And I was like, only fellow credit nerds would celebrate together. But because of her story and because of her sharing how she got into the credit game and why she wanted to become certified with me as our very first coach, her coaching number is 111. All of our coaches get numbers. And we have them on the back of our t-shirts. So Nicole, when you cross the burning sand, you'll get your shirt as well, girl. I was doing laundry and folded mine today. I was like, oh, we're such a cute little sorority with our numbers as coaches and such. So it makes me happy. And so, yeah, she flashes her number 111. She was the first. She got certified. She got our credit company up and running. She added life coach certification to it. She told me her story. And I'm like, you got to share this on more platforms. And because I knew her story, I connected her with another coach who went through our certification, who was now launching a podcast and wanted to interview women with stories about how they had come from where they were. Guess who sent Coach Camille? So because I knew Coach Camille's story, I sent her, excuse me, to the podcast. Now she had a podcast interview. How cool is that, right? Nicole was like, I would have wanted to be there. So you get it, right? You must be one of our fellow credit nerds too. I just love how she combined both of these worlds of coaching and credit. And then we did some more work together where we had some conversations about how to take her vision as a new coach, as a credit coach, even bigger. She wanted to start doing vision board parties. And I remember saying, oh, Coach Camille, what if you started with the same concept, gathering a group of people, asking them what their vision was for their future of becoming homeowners, and then, let them do the vision board party with you. Then you present the fact that you're a credit coach. You're a certified life coach, and you know how to get people's credit straight so that they can purchase the homes on their vision boards. She loved it. I was like, girl, I'm getting chills sharing it with you. So that is a part of our history now about how all of this goes down, y'all. This is so much fun. Erlene says, I love your live. I try to show up. Yes, thank y'all for being here live. I appreciate it. I'll talk to myself, but it's so much fun with friends. So that's why I say come join us over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com, our free Facebook group. Because on Friday, July 30th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, I'm going to be doing a free live training. Hopefully, I still have some voice. It's still in and out. But I am going to show you guys pieces of the puzzle for how you can do this for yourself as well. Because just like with Coach Camille, one thing I know for sure is that the most common path to success for newly certified life coaches is when you use your own life's journey, your own personal stories, your own experiences of things in which you've successfully overcome. And now you can ask those intuitive, spirit-led, heartfelt questions to help coach those individuals or groups of individuals to get that same result, meet that same goal in one of those 8 areas of life as a certified life coach. Do you guys see how this works? Making sense? Because I'm like, oh, girl, you preaching to myself in my head. Makes sense to y'all, though? Let me scroll through. I'm on my little screen with y'all Facebook, so if I don't respond to your comment, I just didn't see it, sis. It just went too fast. This screen is so tiny. Uh-oh. See, I'm already messing something up. So, let's see what my phone's trying to do. Y'all let me know you can still hear me and see me because I'm tapping on something and I don't know what it is. So, yes, this is how it goes. So, Erlene says business and lifestyle is one of those 8 categories she could see herself in. Nicole says spirituality. I chose business. Camille chose finance. We've had people from the healthcare industry. One of our coaches, Coach Beverly, she's in Florida. Hey, determined. She is in the health and wellness space, and she called me and she's like, I'm a certified health coach already, and I want to take my clients deeper. I want to be able to ask them better questions. And so she took the one-day life coach certification training that I offer for Black women of faith, which is online, which I'm going to be telling you guys all about on Friday, July 30th, 2021 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central. It's over at futurebblacklifecoaches.com. And so it's called Future Black Life Coaches. Let's see who is this asking. Erlene Sharp. It is Future Black Life Coaches on Facebook. That's the name of the Facebook group. And so Coach Beverly took the training, and she was then able, and you guys may get to see some of her story. And so, yeah, she learned how to ask deeper questions. So while she was a coach who had a specialty, which was the health and wellness space that we talked about, she also added life coaching to what she did, and she was able to dig deeper into the lives and the health and wellness plans and their future for her coaching clients. So I was so proud of her for wanting to offer that to her clients, and she sought out our training specifically for that because I do train Black women of faith. So just as a recap, life coaching is the skill of asking intuitive, heartfelt, spirit-led questions. You learn that skill in order to help an individual or group of individuals achieve specific goals in their life. Not just in their lives, but there are how many? Really quick, how many areas of life are there? Who will be the first to put the comments? I've said it multiple times. If you've been here, hey, Coach Helen. 8. Thank you, Erlene, for your sharp listening skills on tonight. There are 8 areas of life. How many can you guess? Who can guess the first one? Who can guess the second one? Y'all got to be fast. Like that commercial say, oh, you got to be quicker than that. Can you guess any one of the 8 areas of life that life coaches can coach around? And what I love, I'll give y'all this bonus while y'all typing. Let me find some chapstick too, because I hate dry lips. I think I just seen my coach pop on a Clubhouse. Hey, coach, how are you, girl? Way in Texas. So, with the 8 areas of life, Nicole got some of them: business, finance, spirituality. That's 3. Who can guess the other 5? Come on, Coach Nicole. You better come on, Coach. So, one of our coaches. Now, there's a difference. So we have different phases that our training has gone through. So back in 2016, I was training live here in Atlanta. People from all over the world would fly in and hang out with all this energy for 8 hours. I packed them in the room and they couldn't go nowhere because I had their certificates in my hand. We had a ball. I did that for 4 years, y'all. Right before, so December 2019, I got a call from the library here. They have 17 branches, and one call with like, we want you to come teach, and here's what we want you to come teach. And life coaching was the first thing that they asked me to come teach. So I brought that training online. We did that version of the live training at the top of 2020, training live for 8 hours online. I had a Zoom coach and everything. So proud. God is so good how he just orchestrated that thing. And then afterwards, I recorded those sessions, and now it's what I offer as our home study course. And our guinea pig, we had a coach. I told y'all about Coach Camille. She was one of the first that did it live with us online about 1.5 years ago. Our guinea pig coach, who's like, okay, Dr. AJ, you've recorded this. You've done it live. Now I want to do it at my own pace. Her name is Coach Tanisha Meadows. She's here in Atlanta with us. She was the very first coach to complete the online self-study course that I now offer. She was actually at the library for that first event here in Atlanta, or Alpharetta if you're bougie. You got to be here in Atlanta to know what I'm talking about. Anyway, she finished it, and I was so excited for her. And so we spent some extra time adding to the work that she did with the home study self-paced version of this course. And while we were talking, she specifically brought up the 8 areas of life, that exercise that's in the training. And she said, well, her main question was, how do I get my clients to return? Y'all want me to tell y'all what I told her? Let me see some emojis if you want me to tell you. Nicole says, God is good. Arlene says, relationships. So we got relationships, health and wellness, spirituality, faith. Y'all missing some. We're missing 4. Come on, coaches. I'm trying to give y'all some time. Where you at now? Lifestyle. I'll give you that one. Okay. We're missing 3. Where y'all at? And then they all 3 go together. I'll tell y'all in a minute. Coach Helen said, I'm just really guessing. You doing good, Coach. So Coach Helen, you're like Nicole. Yours is going to be, y'all will get a hint of it in your module that's coming up. Coach Helen, I think you'll get yours before Nicole gets hers, so you'll know. You'll have the cheat sheet in a minute. No worries. I was listening to the trainings that I just scheduled to go out to you guys. So I'll let y'all fill in the 3 blanks. Okay, so here you use the 8 areas of life. Y'all got 5 of them. We waiting on the 3. To get a client to return when you tell them what areas that you can coach around. So I think y'all need my help. So I'm gonna fill in the blank. Look at Nicole. So let me do the scenario like I did with Coach Tanisha. Let's say someone finds out you're a life coach, because now you know what a life coach is, right? You've signed up to join us over at futurebblacklifecoaches.com, right? Okay. So let's pretend that you've taken the training with me on this Friday, July 30th at 8 p.m. and you raise your hand like, okay, sis, I'm ready to get certified, Dr. AJ Austin. And you come train with us. Well, I teach you in the training how to put yourself out there as a coach. And one way to do it is, number one, announce that you're certified. That's obvious. But also, you can tell people what you coach around. Now, we dive into specializations and all of that in my training as well. But let's say you tell them, there are 8 areas I can really coach you around. And here they are. Work, which includes your job or your career. Who knows the difference between a job and a career based on the definition that I gave you earlier? Business, relationships, finances, environment, spirituality, physical. I'm missing one too, y'all. I skipped over it, but we gonna just act like I said it. So, if you have somebody who came to you for just general life coaching, you can tell them all 8 areas of life that you can coach around, and that'll send off a signal to say, oh, I would love some help in deciding my next career move, my next business move, my next weight loss goal, if I should join a specific church. Y'all would not believe it, but I had a group of coaches who helped me decide on the last church that I joined, because I had been attending a church that I had secretly fallen in love with. It was one I could never see myself at because I just didn't know it existed. And I didn't even consider joining until I was talking to a group of coaches, and they're like, you're in love. And you know how you're the last one that can hear it, or maybe you're the only one that can't hear it. And they helped me to see where I needed to be spiritually. And I stayed at that church for 5 years, which is really good. So, I recently moved away. So here we are all over again. Spirituality, physical, environment, finances, relationships, business, work. And I still think I'm missing one because I didn't count this before I went live. But there are 8 areas. Just trust me on that. Okay, I counted them before. So I actually give you 10, I think, in the training. But these 8 areas, if you tell a person that you can coach them around them, that's how you get them to return as your client, because they know how you can help them. You're going to trigger areas of their life that they could use your help. And they are like, I can come to you for all of that. Yes, because I'm now a certified life coach who is gifted in the skill of asking intuitive, heartfelt, spirit-led questions to help you or a group of individuals achieve specific goals in these 8 areas of life. Of course, you can come to me. I'm qualified. Y'all see how that works? Does it make sense? If so, let me see some emojis. Talk to me, sis, okay? Because again, each of these 8 areas represents a part of life that you can coach around as a life coach, whether you stay general, whether you choose a specialization. This is all based on what you're able to do now. It's a skill. But what makes it juicy, like the story of Coach Camille, Coach Beverly, me, you, sis, is that you have a story behind it. You have experience behind it. You've overcome some things. So you're not going to go tell people what they should do in these areas, but now you know what questions to ask. Like, would you like to create a vision around buying your first home? What if I could help you pull your free credit reports and decide how to dispute and delete to get your credit clean so your credit score goes up? You just pay me a small fee as your coach, and I will coach you until you get the keys to your house, that same house that's on this vision board. How does that sound? Oh, and by the way, if you need help with, and I'll list all the other areas, they'll be like, girl, okay, I got the house. Now help me to get the boo. Boom, you're a relationship coach. Let's go. Y'all ready? This is what a life coach is. This is what a life coach does. And when you learn the skill of intuitive question asking, that means when you listen to your spirit, listen to your heart, let the Holy Spirit guide you. That's why I work with Black women of faith, because God is speaking to us. I have a coach that's Korean. She lives in Korea, and she's not a Christian coach, but she teaches me about listening to the Holy Spirit in my business, because that's who I run my business with. That's who helps me to coach heart to heart and spirit to spirit. And that's who I share with you guys, because y'all know him for yourself. When we learn to listen to him, we become phenomenal coaches. And when we let him direct our path as a coach and in our business, that's how you know you're walking in your purpose and that you're called to coach. Does that resonate with anybody? I don't know who I'm talking to. Y'all know how preachers do that. Anyway, are there any questions about anything that I've shared so far? I done went from laughing and whispering to feeling like I'm shouting my head off right now. And still need my voice for Friday, July 30th, 2021 at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com is where you can find where I'll be sharing what little voice I have left, a little bit of extra sprinkles of training, and then come on and say yes to getting certified with us, like Coach Helen, Coach Nicole, Coach Camille, Coach Tanisha, and all other 160 plus coaches, okay? What question? Somebody asked me one question before I go. Please and thank you ahead of time, okay? So again, futureblackLifeCoaches.com is where to join our free upcoming 90-minute training to find out more about what it's like to train with me. Y'all can kind of guess, right? But we would love to have you there. Coach Helen says, God is awesome. Seeing 3 miracles that I prayed for happen almost immediately. So I know I'm on the right path. Amen. I'm going to count that as a question. Thank you, Coach Helen. I'm going to count that as a question. Yes, when you say yes to what you know God has called you to, child, ain't no stopping you. Stuff happens. And even in full transparency, you guys, I, for the last 2 months, have been just like having spiritual warfare here in my home and in life in general in a way that is stretching me so far. So like Coach Helen said, you know, we pray for these miracles. Now, your miracles sometimes look a little different when they show up, but I am so thankful to everything that I have learned. Our 10 for 10 program, which a couple of our coaches on here are in, that was birthed out of the expansion. I just went through like a whole metamorphosis, and I knew what it was in that moment that was stretching me to higher and to greater. And it was all because at some point in my journey, apparently this is what I had asked God for. This is what he was showing me he created me to do. So this is how I know I'm on the right path. So when y'all show up in my inbox and on my lives and you tell me, you know, the training is really helping you and you're excited about it and you actually complete it, y'all, it just settles. It gives me a peace, you know, and that's that peace of God that surpasses all understanding. Like, he said everything will work out, you know. So it just establishes the deeper trust that I have with the Father. So thank y'all for showing up, for saying yes, for participating. I love all of this because, yes, the Holy Spirit is the spirit of my business, okay? Coach Nicole says, is it ethical in talking to others to say that I'm a life coach yet, or do I wait until I'm totally certified? So there's 2 ways I could answer that. It will be out of integrity to say that you're a life coach. I have actually caught people up in conversation, not on purpose. It's just when people around me, because I'm a master life coach certification trainer for Black women of faith, when I'm talking to a fellow Black woman of faith and they say, yeah, because I coach around Black, I'm like, oh, where did you get your coaching? Because I want to know what's out there, you know, just to stay on top. Y'all, sometimes y'all know like the tea before I get the tea. So some of you guys have called the office and told me about books and podcasts, and I'm like, oh, girl, I ain't heard that because I be in my own little world. So when I hear you say that you're a coach, I'm going to ask you, where did you get certified? As a matter of fact, I've been on a training for the last 2 days, all day. We just got off about an hour or 2 ago, since about 11 or 12 this morning. And it was for women of color. And one of the presenters mentioned that she was a coach. And it is, I want to say it's 7,000 people that registered for that conference. It's 2,000 people in a private Facebook group, and all it took was one person putting her on the spot to ask her, was she a coach? And I was like, girl, you got to be ready when you put yourself out there, especially in front of an audience. So if you don't want to find yourself saying, so I'm a coach, But see, what had happened was the way my training set up. If you don't want to be explaining yourself, I would act in integrity and put it out there like I am in training as a coach. But don't be like me and one of my other coaches. She has been training for a PhD forever, ever. But for me, when I knew I wanted to become a coach, I was terrified to call myself a coach without the title, without that certificate in my hand, because I didn't want to be put on the spot. And so I'm sorry, Clubhouse. It's in my peripheral. Okay, I see it flashing now. Hey, Tamara, how are you? I'm just going in, y'all. So I would not call myself a coach until I got that piece of paper in my hand. I called myself a consultant because that's what I was doing until I learned the skill of coaching, which is what? The art of asking intuitive, spirit-led, heartfelt questions to help individuals achieve their goals. Okay. So you can put it out there that you are a coach in training. I would not profess the life coaching profession until you're ready. For as soon as someone says, well, where were you certified? And you can be honest because your name is in the roster, your coaching number is in the roster, the date of your training completion is in the roster on my end. And if they call to verify which, child, y'all be surprised at some of the conversations I've had, like, is this one of your coaches? So just be careful. This is a great question, Coach Nicole. So yeah, just be careful. I always advise against telling people that you're a coach if you're not certified. Because if a situation called for coaching and you weren't prepared or you don't have the mental capacity to boom, knock it out with some good questions and know how to bring them home and get them to come back to coach with you, wait till the end of the training where you have all of those skills. I got you, sis. I promise all of that is in there. I go through the training with you guys. Coach Carla is in the training. She didn't want to do 10 for 10. She was like, no, I need all of it. Then she had the audacity to text me yesterday. Why you didn't force me to take this training? It's so dark. This is so good. So she's excited that she has the skills. And she's like, I'm getting ideas. She's like, Coach Helen, seeing things happen in her life because she said yes and surrendered and submitted to learning that skill that it takes as a coach versus just putting it out there that you're a coach before it's too soon. So that's a really great question, Coach Nicole. I hope that that answered you. And if you have more, I'm happy to help out. Hey, Patricia on Clubhouse. Clubhouse, you guys can raise your hand. We've been talking about, and I forgot to update the title. We've been talking about what a life coach is and honing in on those professional skills of learning how to listen as a coach, how to ask questions from your heart, from your spirit, etc. So Coach Nicole just asked a question about if it is ethical to talk to others saying that you're a life coach without a certification or before you finish your certification. She also says, or a life coach in training, even though I've been that without anything except the Holy Spirit. I know a lot of Black women, especially Black women of faith, who come to my training, and I'm so glad I'm a fellow Black woman of faith because we can talk about Jesus. We can go there. But they're like, I've been coaching all my life because God has called me. And then they take the training. They're like, ooh, I have not been coaching all my life because I thought God had called me. So the story changes a little bit. But they leave equipped to do what they now have this skill, the professional skill and training to do. So the Bible says, study to show thyself approved. Okay. So this is a part of your studying process. Don't rush it unless, don't rush it unless God is leading you to be like, okay, I need to take all of this training at once. But definitely, like Coach Helen and I talked about recently, you don't want to be overwhelmed. Don't shut down on me because I come find you. I know where y'all live and such, You are most welcome, my dear. She says, yes, I would agree. Coach Helen says, it's like, wow, God really heard, listen to me, bless not of faith. Yes. So he hears us. He hears those prayers that we do not verbalize. We just sitting there thinking, and he like, I know the thoughts. His thoughts are not our thoughts, but he definitely know what we're thinking. So yes, he hear those silent prayers. He hear those tears, which is a prayer as well. But we ain't here on today to preach that message, okay? Any other questions, y'all? This has been phenomenal. Come join us over at futurebblacklifecoaches.com if you're not already in our free private Facebook group so you can be a part of the training. Coach Nicole, Coach Helen, I would love to have y'all there live as well. I'm thinking about feeding it in through Zoom so that I can talk to some of you guys. Other than that, it'll just be like another Facebook Live. But again, futureblackLifeCoaches.com. futureblackLifeCoaches.com, which is our free Facebook group, okay? And this is our first live training that we'll do, and I'll try to incorporate some other fun activities for us. We only have 90 minutes together in that training, y'all, and I'm going to give y'all what I got, okay? What's left, because this voice is showing out, okay? Let me scroll to the bottom, make sure I don't miss anybody. Coach Helen says, hold on, this tiny girl, and I got glasses on. Ladies, one word of advice: fear is not an option. Surrender all. Yes, you have to surrender all. Surrender all. Well, thank y'all so much for being here on today. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you set your notifications. I'm usually this energetic, if not some type of version of this energy. So feel free to join me at any time. It's been a pleasure having you guys here. Make sure you join us over at futureblackLifeCoaches.com. And until we meet again, my friends, remember Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse. There is someone somewhere. They are waiting on you, sis, to walk in your destiny so they can walk into theirs. Because it's when you let your own light shine, you give others permission to do the same. I am Dr. AJ Austin, founder of the International Center for Life Coach Training, LLC, host of 4 Future Black Women Certified Life Coaches on Clubhouse. Dr. AJ Austin on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Find me there in between these lives, especially for our upcoming training. This is probably the last time y'all see me live before the training, because that's where I'll be Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central. www.futurebblacklifecoaches.com. Accept your invitation there, and I'll see y'all soon. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. God bless. Bye, Future Black Life Coaches.